YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. Right, got a new addition to the channel, the Losi LMT, and I must admit this box is a damn sight bigger than I thought it were going to be. Not really sure how big the car is, but it's just turned up and I opened the door and was confronted with a huge box. So I'll just give you a quick look around. It's not really that much what it tells us. Just a quick rundown. 2S, 3S compatible. Right. So let's get box open and see what we get. Right, well, looks like it's packaged quite well. I'm not seeing any damage so far. So it looks like it's arrived in better condition than my TRX4 did. I think most of the lights were broke off it in packaging. But let's have a look what else we got. So we got some instructions, and we got a Spectrum transmitter. Right, doesn't look like we've got anything else in there. So I'm going to need both hands to get this out. So let's get it out of the box. Right, so once it's unpackaged, we've got some instructions, a transmitter, and a fair-sized RC, to be fair to it. So let's get this stuff off. Right, let's see if we can have a look at what we've got. It is a really nice detailed body, to be honest. Very impressed with that. Wheels look quite nice. They definitely soft enough to soak up some rough ground, but they feel like they're tough enough not to rip to pieces as soon as you use them. That's where his battery connectors are in then. I'm guessing that one's for lights on body, possibly. We'll find out why all these wires are hanging out in a bit. But yeah, all in all, that's a quite nice looking RTR. Well, looking at it so far, there's nothing on it that jumps out as something that you're gonna have to replace straight away to use it. These are metal plastic ends. Looks like the drive shaft's the same. Plastic but metal on ends. I must admit I have got quite a few Traxxas with the plastic drive shafts, and I've not had a problem with any of them so far, so it's not something that would really worry me. I do think this is a nice touch. Little plastic cover on the side and little exhaust with header pipe hanging down. Right, so that's the model of servo it comes with, and looking at that, that is a part metal part plastic servo saver. Looks like it is adjustable as well. I'm not sure. Looks like it's on yeah, it's threaded, so it looks like that's adjustable. Quite nice looking shocks as well. It looks like we've got little rubber protection at bottom, so rubber bump stops if you like. Headlights that I believe they work. And this is something that I appreciate on sort of a scale looking vehicle. Clear windows. I mean, that's the TRX4. And the black windows on the TRX4 just make, for a scale sort of crawler, it makes it look really toy-like. But, right, so we've got a bunch of clips to undo on this. You got 2 at the front, and I believe there's 1 on either side, in middle. So, I'm going to get them unclipped, and we can have a good look round at the inside. Right, so we've got the body clips out. Just 4 little body clips. It's nice that they come with little tags on. Got the instructions undone. Let's just go through a few things with controller. So if you're using the Spectrum smart batteries with nothing else added, just the smart batteries themselves, you'll get the LiPo level readout on the transmitter. Few settings on here. You've also got a 3rd channel. So if you wanted to buy a really cheap LED switch, you could wire that in to the 3rd channel, use it to control your lights. Not sure how well it'd work if you wanted to add rear wheel steer, because I'm not sure if this is just maximum travel both directions and then centre. I'll have to do a bit more reading up on that one on the Spectrum controller itself. It is a DX3. It's quite nice. It does come with batteries as well. You've got this little trapdoor on the top. You can take that off and add the Spectrum BT2000 Bluetooth module. Once you've added that, you can then either find a way to mount your phone, or Spectrum actually sell a phone mount that replaces this little trapdoor, and you can download the Spectrum dashboard, and that lets you change a few parameters on the controller, but you can also then get temperature, battery voltage if you're using a smart meter, and so I think it does ESC temp, battery voltage, and you can also use it to calibrate the speed. So basically in the instructions, if I can find it quickly somewhere in here, it does tell you briefly in instructions, but there is better instructions online for this. But you can set it to be a 4-pole motor, and then it gives you the rollout distance. Not sure if it mentions about changing pinion, because that would then change the actual speed it reads, but it basically calculates the speed from the RPM at motor and the rollout distance. So it'll give you a somewhat accurate readout of the speed on the actual dashboard app itself. As we said, this is an IC5 connector, so it'll work with EC5s. If you're using the Spectrum smart battery, it's then got the extra lead to read the LiPo voltage. Not really looked into if you can take that off and wire it to one of the... You might be able to wire it into one of the balance plug connectors to read on a normal battery, so I'll have to look into that. Similar sort of setup to Hobbywing. I'm not sure if these are rebadged Hobbywing or if Spectrum make them themselves and just copy the way Hobbywing do it. But if you turn the controller on with the set button held down and then let it go straight away, it'll go into ESC calibration. It'll do a flash pattern, it does tell you instructions. And then basically you leave the controller in neutral, press the button, wait for it to flash to say it's accepted it, full throttle, press the button, let it accept it, and then full brake, press the button, and then it accepts it, and then that's your ESC calibrated. Should be done from factory, but if you want to go through that just to make sure it's done. Again, like the bump stops on the shocks, and really like these little bleed valves on top. Makes life a lot easier when you're changing shock oil. Fully adjustable preload, really nice metal chassis. Really nice that it comes with the sway bar kit fitted as well, because I know quite a few RCs tend to sell them separate. Nice servo with aluminium body. Sometimes it can help with heat dissipation, heat build-up, but that all looks quite nice. And let's have a look. So, unlike some other vehicle manufacturers, really do like the approach they've took to the battery compartment. So, we've got an 8000 milliamp hour Z battery 2S, and as you can see that'll fit in there really easy. Battery strap, hold it down. I've also got a 8000 milliamp hour 3S Z battery, and again this is really stretchy, so that'll fit in really well. Tiny little bit of space to play with actually, so might be better off packing that with a little bit of foam just to stop it vibrating about, but these are hard case batteries so it won't bother them. In the box it also comes with a spare strap, which is nice. So if you do break your strap, you've got a spare to use. Also comes with a few of these things. I'm not sure if they are spares for the rear axle, looking at it. You've got a whole bunch of mount posts. So if you want to go out bashing with it and you don't want to wreck your really nice body, you've got options of mounting pretty much anything that will physically fit. I think the only thing you might have clearance issues with on some bodies is this bit, and if you're going to use the cage and you want to mount a body but keep the actual cage so you can flip it, then you're going to have to make sure you've got a cab that will clear the cage. Other than that, there seems to be an awful lot of options for changing body on these. Looking at these posts, it looks like you could possibly mount them directly to chassis as well, if you wanted to do away with the entire cage. So that's always an option. Looks like there is a hell of a lot of options for moving where the shocks mount, so that's nice. The general build quality of this thing is really impressive. It's not too heavy that you feel like it's going to struggle, but there is a nice amount of weight to it. Pretty good sized battery box as well. Receiver box. So that's quite nice. Little fuel cell on the back, but I don't think there's any holes in it. So that's just there for show. But if you'd got any light electronics or anything, I suppose you could always cut a hole in it and mount it inside. So if we move around to the back, again we've got the little wheelie bar with bearings, and quite nice substantial looking mount, but I do like the way they've done this, so if you do break it, you've only got little plastic bits to buy. It's quite nice how they've not made it so if it breaks off, the metal chassis sticks out and ruins your chassis. Hell of a lot of travel on the suspension. That's really impressive. So the diff, yeah, that works. And again, it's open diff on the front as well. Not sure if there's a centre diff on it. Yeah, it does feel like there's a centre diff and all, so I'm guessing that's mounted right under there. You've got your pinion and spur gears all covered up nicely, so they're kept safe, and a whole bunch of stickers. So, next thing to do is let's stick some batteries in it and see how it drives. Right, so we've got the controller on. With the body on the car, we've got a 2S battery in it, and it's really easy to just reach inside here and turn it on. I've checked the steering, and basically with the stock setup and the steering rate on full, it's not trying to oversteer either direction. So that's quite nice. See if I can show you. So it'll go full lock to lock, and the steering isn't trying to bind up, it's not trying to overwork the servo. So that's quite nice. There's nothing to do there. I've tested the stock calibration, and the throttle is all the way to 100%, and it just goes green on the ESC. So we've not got any issues with having to set that up. Let's have a look what else we've got. So we've got brake rate just set in the centre, throttle trim is in the centre, steering trim, I'm going to have to set this when I get outside, but it's just off to about 10 o'clock. Not really sure how this is set up. I'm not sure if it's set up for that to be steering rate or AVC. I'll have to look into that. Suppose we can soon see. Let's turn it all the way down, see if it still steers. No, so all the way down, so that is set up as the dual rates for steering. Right, let's get it outside and see what we can do. Right, so this is definitely going to be a bit awkward because I've got to try and drive it with one hand. But yeah, there's a nice bit of control there. And we've got the working headlights. Oh, there's definitely enough power there, even on 2S. Right, so this is just running on 2S. I like to take it really nice and steady with the RCs first off, just because all gears have got to run in, bed in, and basically just to see if anything's loose or misaligned, loose pinions or anything like that. If you just take it nice and steady with them, you've got more chance of stopping it before it damages anything. But yeah, definitely for a monster truck style RC, the handling is a lot better than what I expected. The sway bar kit and the suspension, the dampers are set up really well. It is quite punchy. To say it's just running 2S, when it's not locked down and we can actually take it out somewhere more open, I'll get a good few runs with it on 2S and 3S, and I've got a GPS speed logger, so we'll see what the running its stock pinion, stock gearing, we'll see what the top speed is on 2S and on 3S. Hopefully get some footage, get a little track set up and see how it handles on the track. But just driving up and down on curve here, really impressed with it. It's quite a fun little car and it looks nice, but you can tell from the video it's not got a lot of body roll, which is quite impressive. Right, so I decided to get a bit of a run just as sun were going down, just to get a bit of a better idea of what them little headlights look like. But definitely going to be having some fun with this one. And as I said, the handling absolutely amazed me. But thanks again for watching WTF Rc Cars. If you like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to see what other antics we get up to with this Losi LMT. And I'll catch you guys again next time.